Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. It's great to have you here. I'm very glad that you've chosen me as your quarantine entertainment. There's a lot of channels to choose from, and out of all the Emma Chamberlain copycats, you went with me. So that's a real honor. Oh, there's a chipmunk outside my window chewing on something. Okay, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. We're going to be reviewing fashion brands. Popular fashion brands. Since I was a little kid, I was pretty into fashion. Back when I was a little skate rat grom, I would gravitate towards skaters that dressed a certain way, and I think that's how I started the foundation of my tastes. And from there, I've always just been interested in lanky, skinny skater style, if that makes any sense. And in my formative years in high school, I was super into like vintage polo, like 1990s Tommy Hilfiger and Ralph Lauren stuff for some reason. I think that was when I like first actually got into the world of fashion, like streetwear and stuff like that. Like I'd see people like Joey Badass and the Underachievers back in 2014, 2015 wearing outfits comprised of, oh, there's a fly. It's a very large fly. They'd wear outfits comprised of multiple vintage 1990s pieces. Like I remember Joey Badass had I'm having like a pain in my heart. It's like beating really fast. It just like feels like I'm getting stabbed. But yeah, I remember Joey Badass wore like an Atlanta Olympic Games, like the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games sweatshirt. And I was like, damn, that's really cool. I want to make, jeez, that's a fat fly. So I started to gravitate towards that kind of style. And then later on, I just really got into it, and I was super like picky about what I wore, and I wore like really weird things, just trying new things. But I never really had any money, so every time I'd see a nice outfit on the internet, I would just recreate it with really inexpensive and cheap pieces that didn't fit me at all, from like thrift store brands and Old Navy and Target and stuff like that. So every outfit I wore was just ill-fitting and really awkward, and I just looked like a total goofball the entire time. But now I'm in this limbo state where I just don't really care that much. Like, I like fashion, I'm still into it, it's cool, whatever. I respect people that like it, but I just don't know that much about it, you know? It's been a couple years since I've really dove into the fashion subculture, so I'm missing a couple puzzle pieces. I don't really know what's out there. I don't know what brands are circulating nowadays. I don't know what people are wearing. Recently, I started watching Owen Hyatt and Sanjeev and old Jacob J. Keller videos back when Homeboy used to wear snapbacks, and Mishka, like the cheetah print snapbacks with like the Tisa logo on the side, stuff like that. And I started to get a little bit more knowledge, and now here I am, intrigued again with fashion. Obviously, as you can see by what I'm currently wearing. Here, let me give you a full outfit tour. As you can see by what I'm currently wearing, I don't know how to style myself still. I really don't know what to wear. But since I do have my interests peaked again, but at the same time I don't know what to wear, I want to learn a little bit more. I want to see if I can figure out what I like. I want to redefine what makes me me, if that makes any sense. I want to dive back into the world of fashion. By the end of this video, I expect to know everything from Ralph Simmons to Rick Owens, the whole 9 yards. I want to be wearing medieval cock straps, bras, chokers, all that. In order for us to achieve that, we're going to review some popular fashion brands. So why don't we take a look at the little laptop I got right here, pop it open, do some research, shall we? Brand number one. I actually forget the brand that I was going to go with. What was it? Brand number one, we have Kapital with a K. So brand number one, we've got Kapital. I know they're a Japanese brand. I know they specialize in redefining Americana and traditional American clothing. So they like to repurpose workwear and make it a little bit more avant-garde, a little bit more personalized, almost like collector's items, but their baseline is Americana. And I saw this thing before, the damask fleece zip jacket. I thought that thing was really sick. And it's not like super annoying looking, like it's not a clothing item that doesn't go with anything. Like it's a fleece. Like you can wear that with jeans, you can wear that with sneakers, it doesn't matter. Like it's not some weird trench coat jacket that you need a specific pair of boots and a specific pair of trousers with. You know what I mean? So I respect the diversity. That's that's not really what I meant to say. I don't know, what's the word? I respect how applicable it is, I guess. I don't know. I don't speak English. Ooh, I see some like leather jackets that have ribs on them and collarbones. It's giving me a bit of a flashback because I broke my collarbone recently.
Kind of disturbing.
It's kind of cool looking. I see some bandana button down type things. Looks like it's a really thick material, kind of a dark indigo wash. I like the patchwork on that. I like how it's multiple, like it's not just one size of bandana that they put together. It seems like the patterns are all different sizes. They're kind of blown up and then they're small, and they're pieced together in a way that really complements it, and it's not super gaudy or super ugly. The little white accents kind of give it a cohesive feel to it. Looks like they have some off-brand Coogee sweaters with peace signs in them. I saw this actually a while ago, their fall winter 18 collection, where they have all the swastika pieces. I know it's not a swastika, it's like the Hindu symbol for peace.
That's still called a swastika, dumbass.
Like they're trying to repurpose what the Nazis took away, but it's kind of funny. I couldn't imagine wearing a swastika cardigan just walking around in public. I would probably get my ass beat, especially since I'm like a nerdy, weird white guy. Like I would definitely get my ass beat if I wore something like that. Somebody would see me and just think, this guy is fucked up. Let's teach him a lesson. Yeah, I just see a lot of like I said before, just Americana pieces, like traditional things you would imagine a farmer wearing in the 1950s, if that makes any sense. Basics that are really structurally sound, very reliable. Jean jackets, button-ups, things that you could wear to a construction site, but it's almost like they're elevating it to another level. Like this isn't something you would just see at a department store. This is like straight up art embossed onto workwear, which I think is really respectable. I like the kind of torn up jean jackets. It looks like it's a jean jacket that went through a lion's pit, like they hit a piece of raw meat in the center of it and just had a bunch of cougars go wild on it. I think that's kind of cool. And honestly, speaking of cougars, if you wear this thing, you could probably get ravaged by some cougars yourself because it's a cool jacket. You get it? Like old women. Yeah, it seems like all their pieces have a lot of attention to detail. It seems like they're very meticulous with the way that they craft certain items. They have a very specific set of jackets, pants, shirts, etc. that they want to work with. They're not going to make like trench coats. They're not going to dive into super high fashion things, if that makes any sense. It just seems like they're very centered on Americana and bringing Americana up to a fashionable and artistic and beautiful level, and for that I respect it. One thing I forgot to mention, we're going to be using a rating system. We're going to be calling it the Cock system. Don't ask why. It's a well-established system that's existed for many years. I know the name, it's pretty funny. It might evoke a couple laughs from you, but realize that it's named after a guy named John Cock. There's nothing we can do about it, so we're just going to have to roll with the Cock system. It's the most trustworthy system we can use to rank these clothing brands. So I hope you can be respectful and watch this video and not have a chuckle. You know, just get over it. So on the Cock system, there are two components. One is whether or not I would want to wear it. I'm making this up on the spot. And then two, is it worth the price? Now, overall, I'd say I would definitely wear a lot of these pieces, but I do see a few that cause concern. If I was like given $500 to spend towards any Kapital item, there's definitely a few that I would stay away from. They have some weird windbreakers that have Sherpa along the top and then patchwork. They kind of just look like ugly Old Navy, inexpensive windbreakers, and I just couldn't see myself wearing that. And then they have Coogee sweaters that have peace signs on them, and those are a bit too clunky looking. They don't really look that cohesive. It's just not something I would want to personally wear. And also, all these pieces are very high fashion. Sometimes I like things that are significantly more basic and form-fitting and just something I don't have to worry about wearing out to like a bar or to work. I want things that I can ruin and, you know, buy a new version of if I ruin it to a point of no return. Personally, I don't think I would ever purchase one of these items. I can definitely see why people do. So on the Cock scale, it gets a 6 out of 10. The next one we have whether or not it's worth the price. All of these pieces are very expensive. I'm not going to go into super detailed detail about how much each one costs because that would be a waste of everybody's time. But they are very expensive, upwards of $300, $400 each, depending on what you get. And then resale value is significantly more expensive. Obviously, I don't own any of these items, so I can't really test the quality, but just looking at them and hearing what other people say, it seems like they're made very well. They take a lot of time into crafting these pieces. Each one is kind of unique in its own way. They're very limited. So I'm going to say that they're definitely worth the money, and I would give them an 8 out of 10. Moving on. Brand number 2. Brand number 2, we have Prada. So off the bat, I see a lot of windbreakers, a lot of jackets that look like they're made with a thin waterproof material. Looks like they have multiple jackets that are a similar silhouette but have, you know, one pocket would be here on one jacket, and then on another jacket there's a big pocket right here. And then one jacket has a quarter zip and stuff like that. So it seems like they're trying to go for a specific city, strict, wealthy, academic look. Like they're trying to make you look like you're the son of a rich family or something. I would define this as trust fund wear. To me, they look very basic. It looks like they're trying to reinvent stuff that you've seen before by putting their own little touches on there, their own little luxury accents, so that when you see the jacket, you go, oh, that's Prada. You have the little red stripe across the breast. You have pockets in different places. It looks like they're tailored to fit a very specific way. It looks like it's very nice material. It looks really comfortable. It looks very durable, and it looks very expensive. So I would say, to me, I would categorize Prada as being a luxury brand.
Wait, what? Prada's luxury? What an original observation. He's so smart. What a smart thing to say.
Centered around making products for wealthy people. They're trying to make very basic products, things that you could find at a department store, but with their own specialty touch, with their own luxury materials, their own luxury stitching, high quality, everything. So instead of going to a place like North Face to buy a windbreaker, like a normie, you go to Prada, spend $1,000 more, and you get something that's better quality. That's my guess. That's what I'm gathering off of their website. So on the Cox scale, let's see. What are we gonna give it? What are we gonna give it? I'm actually kind of concerned. What's it gonna be? I could be dishing on Prada right now. Hey Prada, if you want a brand deal, hit me up. I promise I'm not gonna make you cry. For Prada, would I wear it? Yeah, I would. But it's honestly just so expensive that I don't see myself wearing it until I have at least $100,000 sitting in my bank account. Like, I'm very intimidated just being on this website because I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally purchase something and just be in debt for 2 to 3 years. They're nylon jackets with like 2 basic breast pockets. Their version of that is nearly $3,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. But that being said, I'm sure there's things about these jackets that make them worth that much. Kinda, or at least close to that much. Oh, chipmunk. I'm gonna give them a 6 on the first half of the Cox scale, just because I would wear some of their pieces, but the other ones I just don't see myself going out of my way to give a shit about Prada. They're just, in the back of my mind, kind of boring, kind of bland. Part 2 of the Cox scale, the more important part in my opinion, is it worth the price? I doubt it. I really doubt it. These are eccentric prices. Nearly $4,000 for a very basic jacket. If you want the prestige, if you want to look a certain way, if you want to look like you go to school in New York and pay $7,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment, then I guess this is for you. But there's no way in hell it's worth the price. I would say $1,000 would make sense. $3,000 is just ridiculous. You can get that's how much I paid for my car. So on that front, I give it a 2 out of 10. Very weak. Our third and final brand, ladies, Alyx. I've seen some people wear this brand's things before. I know that PewDiePie has an Alyx side strap fanny pack tactical Girl Scout thing, but beyond that, I don't really know much about this brand. Wow, this kind of looks like early 20th century British fascist clothing in a way. I could picture somebody wearing something like this with like the iron cross pendant, you know what I mean? Like the iron cross choker. Is that fucked up to say? Probably. They have a lot of vests and packs that you can wear. I don't own enough things. I don't carry enough things to have the need to have a fanny pack or something like that. I understand women have purses to carry feminine products, chapstick, makeup, all that kind of thing. But me personally, I don't know what a guy would use like a side strap fanny pack for. Especially something like this that straps like right here at the top of your chest, above your tits. Looks like you're wearing a bulletproof vest fitted for a 3-year-old. You'd kind of look like Dylan Roof if you walked around wearing something like this. I don't get it. I don't get it. I see a lot of clips. Shoes that have clips, there's belts, there's jackets. Okay, let's get into the cock scale because I'm actually really excited about this one. I kind of fuck with what I'm seeing here. So cock scale, first half. Would I buy it? Definitely. I would probably buy, if they had like a backpack in this style, I would definitely buy a backpack like that. Like it just seems very masculine, very aggressive, but also clean and mature, and I think that balance is something that I like. So for first half of the cock scale, I'm gonna give them a 7 out of 10. Pretty nice. Not something that I would seek out now with my current financial current financial situation, but I can respect it for what it is. Moving on to the second half of the cock scale, I saw somewhere on this website that their leather belts that have these straps are $300. What the fuck? I can only imagine how much the other items on this page are, like the fascist uniform. Here, let me take a look. It was $2,000 at first, so cheaper than Prada. Yeah, they're very expensive, but I think some of their nicer items, like the things that pertain to my taste, such as the jackets and the bombers, I would say the quality and the aesthetic of them and the originality definitely are worth the price, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I've never owned one of these pieces, so I can't say for sure, but based on what I've seen here, that's just my assumption. So that, in conjunction with the fact that the belt is so expensive, they kind of cancel each other out. So it gets a nice solid 5 out of 10 for the second half of the cock scale. Okay, this was a fun video to make. That's the word I was looking for. This was a fun video to make. I really enjoyed this. I don't know why I sound so apathetic right now. Thank you very much for watching. If you want me to do another one of these, just leave me a comment, leave me a like, leave me a nice subscribe, smash that fucking subscribe button. Smash that fucking subscribe button. I have neighbors next door, so I can't yell, but smash that fucking subscribe button. Smash it. Smash it. Smash it, or else I'll cry myself to sleep tonight, please. And yeah, I'd like to do another one of these. Maybe I'll react to other brands such as Chrome Hearts in the future. But for now, I think this was a solid trio to react to. Thank you very much for watching. I'm grateful that you joined me on this fashion journey. I definitely didn't learn anything new about fashion, but you know, we tried. And maybe as we make more of these videos, I'll learn more about it. Who fucking knows? All right. Thanks so much. I'm so fucking hungry. I need to eat an entire animal.